All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Brain Gym. This is where we come to work on and to work out our minds. And by now, many of us are familiar with the concept of neuroplasticity, which is basically the scientific concept which states that just like our bodies change shape, depending on what we eat, our brains change shape depending on what we think and how we think. And so this is why we call this the Brain Gym, because this is where we come to work on our minds. By means of introduction, my name is Refilwe Nyoni. I am excited to be with you, facilitating this session today on behalf of Mindful Revolution. And so today we are engaging around sleep. The quality of our sleep determines the quality of our lives in general. And with mounting pressures, as well as the compromise on our resilience, it's likely that many of us are starting to experience challenges with our sleeping habits and sleeping patterns. Insomnia is on the rise because our brains cannot handle the ways that we are forcing them to operate. There's a wonderful quote by Mesut Barazani. He says that your future depends on your dreams, so go to sleep. And if only it were that simple for us to go to sleep, because our future depends on our dreams. Sweet dreams, they begin with sweet thoughts. And so there has never been a better time for us to practice mindfulness. So mindfulness is equivalent of what it means for what we are gathered around today, which is better sleep. But before we get into the meat and the juice of the content, I think let's just take a moment to ground ourselves with a mindfulness practice. Relaxing our hands in our lap, relaxing our feet in the floor. Closing our eyes, relaxing our shoulders. And just taking a moment to observe the sounds that you are hearing around you. Grounding your mind in the powerful sense of hearing. Listening intently. Allowing sound to bring you into better presence. And of course, it's completely natural that your thoughts will wander and that it will start to drift away. When that happens, no drama, no panic. Gently refocusing on sound. What are you hearing? There are many ways that we practice mindfulness. We are bringing our thoughts to stillness, slowing everything down by choosing to focus in a particular way on purpose, choosing to focus on sounds in the present moment. Now releasing yourself from observing the sounds around you, allowing your mind to settle. Still keeping your eyes closed, let's take 3 deep breaths to seal off our practice. A deep inhale through your nose. Pause and hold when you get to the top of your breath. Big exhale through the mouth, sighing out. Another deep breath in. Pause. Exhaling through your mouth. One last deep breath in. And this time, holding your breath for as long as it is possible for you. And when you're ready to exhale, do so. And gently open your eyes. Now, this is probably my most favorite quote in relation to this topic, because whether you're surfing the web or playing a video game or using your phone as an alarm clock in the late evening, you are probably keeping yourself from a restful night's sleep. It may seem harmless for us to knock out a few emails before bed or to unwind by watching our favorite series, but what we may not realize is that by keeping our minds engaged, technology can trick our brains into thinking that they need to stay awake. So after spending an entire day surrounded by technology, our minds need time to unwind. We need to give our brains a rest. And so contrary to popular belief, especially in the professional world of working, lack of sleep is not a badge of honor. In fact, research shows us that the amount of sleep we get, it directly affects our quality of cognitive functioning. And when our cognitive capabilities are in decline, we are less alert and we respond poorly to events, making us vulnerable to stresses in our environments. So we're also more likely to revert to limiting and habitual cognitive biases when we are tired. You know, what good quality sleep does for us is more than we realize. We know that good quality sleep is important just by how we feel when we've had a solid night's sleep. So I'd like to share a video with you that more significantly outlines the importance of good quality sleep, what it means for our bodies, what it means for our minds, and also what it means for our lives. Here's the video.
Sleep is one of our body's strongest allies. It can lift your mood, improve thinking and memory, lower stress and blood pressure, and help boost your immune system. That's quite a lot of benefit considering you don't have to lift a finger. So how do you know if you're getting enough sleep? Adults should be sleeping 7 to 9 hours every night, while teenagers need slightly more, at around 8 to 10 hours a night. And if you're having trouble sleeping, it can take its toll on multiple aspects of your life. Sleep is critical to your mind's ability to form and consolidate memories. A lack of sleep can also limit your creativity and your problem-solving ability, which could hurt your work performance. Without adequate sleep, you may feel irritable or not yourself, as sleep helps with mood and emotion regulation. Stress hormones released when you don't get enough sleep can break down collagen in your skin, leading to looking prematurely aged. You might also find yourself craving high-fat, high-carbohydrate foods when you're sleep-deprived. And did you know that not getting enough sleep can also lead to more serious health problems, like high blood pressure, or even increasing your chances of developing cardiovascular disease? So make sure you get enough sleep each night. It's more important than you may think.
And so it is clear that sleep should be high on our list of priorities, and yet we climb into our comfy beds at night with the weight of our day still on our shoulders. And for many of us, it's almost impossible to switch off and to fall asleep. And on the nights when we do manage to at some point fall asleep, the quality of our sleep is not quite what we need it to be, and we wake up feeling as though that we have not slept at all. And so I present to you Exhibit A and Exhibit B, and in the video that I've just shown you, in the video I've just shared, a question was asked, which I would like for you to think about now. And that question is, are you getting enough sleep? So what image best represents you and your current sleep cycles? Are you closer towards Exhibit A, that is, it's 3:20 in the morning and you find yourself still wide awake. You have an early morning meeting And so this is not an ideal situation. You really should be getting some sleep because it's going to be important. You're asking yourself, why is it that I'm so tired, but when it comes to finally resting, I just can't shut down enough to give myself the sleep I need and know I deserve? Or are you closer to exhibit B? That means that as soon as you close your eyes, off you go to La La Land, and nothing, not even a tornado at your doorstep, can wake you from your sweet slumber and your sweet dreams. You know the saying, to sleep like a baby, right? And for me, I can sleep through anything. And so I'm definitely reflective of the baby who is sound asleep. And it seems that most of us, we lean towards exhibit A. Studies show that we should be getting, on average, around 7 hours to 9 hours of sleep a night. So sleep, they say, is the foundation for our physical as well as our mental well-being. Sleep keeps the brain healthy. It keeps the brain healthy by clearing out toxins that naturally build out throughout the day. Even one night without sleep can wreak havoc on the brain. Duke University researchers, they compared individuals, the gambling decisions made by individuals after a night of good sleep and also after a sleepless night. And they discovered that the individuals who were kept from sleeping made riskier decisions. Ones which favored betting larger amounts of money. So the decisions they made, they favored betting large amounts of money, regardless of potential losses. So in other words, sleep deprivation increased sensitivity to the positive rewards whilst diminishing the sensitivity to negative consequences. Casino owners have known this for years. A casino's bright lights, the loud noise, and a lack of windows are specifically designed to stop patrons from noticing the passage of time, thus keeping them at the tables long after they should be going to bed. The blue light emitted by screens on our cell phones, on our computers, on our iPads or tablets and televisions are much like the blue lights and the bright lights in the casino. They restrain the production of melatonin, and melatonin is very important because melatonin is a hormone that controls our sleep-wake cycle. Reducing melatonin makes it harder to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So to make sure technology isn't harming your slumber, try to give yourself at least 30 minutes of gadget-free transition time before bedtime. And if possible, you can even extend this. You can take this one step further and make your bedroom a technology-free zone altogether by keeping your electronics outside of your bedroom. And that even includes our TVs. You know, you have to give your brain a break because our brains definitely need time to rest, especially after all the things they do for us on a daily basis. It's so important that our brains get to rest. And so think about the last time that you were sleep deprived. Your body probably felt tired. Your body probably felt aching. Your attention was probably all over the show. You forgot some important information perhaps, or you felt irritable towards those around you. You started to feel stressed from small things, so not even big things. What we also may have noticed is that poor sleep mucks with our emotional regulation. Sleep deprivation, it amplifies both positive and also negative emotions and makes our stress response much larger. So getting even one night of poor sleep can throw our hormones out of whack. We may develop high levels of stress hormones, the stress hormone known as cortisol. We may develop high levels of insulin, which is the hormone that regulates our blood sugar, or also something known as ghrelin, which is the hormone that makes us hungry. And that is why sleep deprivation is thought to be one of the major highways to obesity. So sleep deprivation can cause obesity, and this is something that we need to take cognizance of. Chronic sleep deprivation also affects us on a cellular level. Represented on the slide that I'm showing you right here are telomeres, and telomeres are the caps at the end of chromosomes that protect our cells and also protect our genes. When telomeres get short from aging or by living a lifestyle that promotes aging, our cells cannot replenish. diminish. Telomeres are affected by a wide range of factors relating to what we're exposed to and also relating to how we live. Not surprisingly, our telomeres like to be well rested. So just as much as we like to be well rested, our brains need to break, our bodies need to break. Telomeres also require the same thing. People who get roughly 7 hours or more of sleep at night, they tend to have much longer telomeres, especially amongst the elderly. So people who get 5 hours of sleep or less have much shorter telomeres. So getting good quality sleep is related to good telomeres, which really shows us that sleep affects us not just on an emotional level, not just on a psychological level, but also on a cellular level. So it's important for us to know that. And one of the best ways that we can prepare ourselves for better sleep is by learning how to breathe better. Research tells us that we breathe on average 1,700 to 2,100 times a day. Now that's a lot of air in and out, passing through our nose, passing through our lungs and into our circulation, and a lot of breathing muscles and chest walls expanding and contracting, rising and falling. When we have difficulty breathing properly, we can develop conditions such as a shortness of breath. We can also develop conditions such as mouth breathing or sleep disordered breathing, known as sleep apnea, where we actually choke on our breath in our sleep. Stress caused by anxiety can also make it hard for us to breathe properly. And so breathing better is a wonderful thing that we can do for ourselves. And this is, of course, where the mindfulness tools come into action. Breathing is one of the miracles that our bodies perform on our behalf, and it's something that we don't have to think about because it just happens. It's a process that occurs involuntarily, and it's one of the main reasons that we are alive. The way in which we breathe, it affects our body and how we feel, and it even alters our heart rate, our blood pressure, stress levels, and our health are so important to manage in this time, and that is why it is crucial for us to learn how to breathe better. Interestingly, this has been affirmed in studies that have shown that the way that we breathe, it affects our nervous system. It directly impacts hormone production. It impacts our fight-flight responses, stress levels, heartbeat and heart rate, as well as our blood pressure and digestion. Breathing through the nose, it filters the air and cleans it so it is ready for use once it enters our lungs. So breathing through the nose, which is a technique that we practice quite often in these mindful spaces, is an important way for us to start to clean the air and to filter the air as it comes in and out of our bodies. When we mouth breathe, the unfiltered air can actually harm our body, leading to inflammation, which increases our risk for chronic heart conditions. Things like heart disease can be caused by this. And if we are choking for air during sleep, this also stops us from sleeping deeply and leads to tiredness, to fatigue and exhaustion, and again increases our risk of poor health. With the breathing being so crucial to life and the way in which we breathe having so much of an impact on our health and well-being, would it not be sensible to become more aware of how we breathe so that we are able to choose to breathe in a way that supports us to be more healthy and feel more in control of ourselves? Can we choose to breathe in a way that allows us to feel more at ease, that allows us to feel less stressed and more in control of our lives? Can we use our breath to feel more connected, to be less reactive in situations, have less stress and improve our health? The answer to these questions is yes, we can. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1 is breathing gently in and out through your nose. 2 is watching and observing the breath as often as you can during the day. And 3, easy as taking time to stop, to bring yourself back to breathing, to a gentle breath. And it's so important that we find ways to be able to breathe better. An article written in Tivia Gover's newest book called The Mindful Way to Good Night's Sleep, the dream therapist and director of the Institute of Dream Studies says that sleeping well has a lot to do with how we breathe before crawling under the covers. So to stimulate mindful sleep, inducing breathing is a powerful way for us to stimulate mindful mindful sleep, right? She recommends alternate nostril breathing, which is a technique that balances both the hemispheres of your brain while simultaneously telling the chatter in your mind to chill out. So this is one of the breathing practices that I am going to be teaching you today. It is called alternate nostril breathing, and it is a powerful breathing technique that helps to balance out the both hemispheres of the brain, whilst it simultaneously helps us to slow down our thoughts so that we can relax. All right, are you ready? Let us practice together. In order to do alternate nostril breathing, you're going to need the use of your right hand, folding over your index and your middle finger, placing your right thumb on your right nostril. I'm going to start by demonstrating and then ask you to join me. We're going to inhale through the left nostril for a count of 4, block and pause for a count of 4, exhale through the right nostril for a count of 6. At the end of that exhale, you're going to soften and relax your breath. Inhaling through the right nostril for a count of 4, blocking and pausing both nostrils for a count of 4, exhaling through the left nostril for a count of 6. At the end of that exhale, allowing your breath to relax. I'm going to do it quickly and then I'm going to guide you through it. This is what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Are you ready for us to do it together? Taking your right hand, folding over your index and your middle finger, placing your right thumb on your right nostril, inhaling with your left nostril for 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. One last time. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4, block and pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. And now just relaxing your hands in your lap. If your eyes are open, gently closing your eyes. And the second breathing practice I'm going to guide you through is called the breath labeling practice. And in this practice, as we label our breathing by silently saying to ourselves, breathing in and breathing out, we are positively impacting the language center part of the brain and giving it something to do. All right, and so with your eyes closed, immediately starting to deepen your breathing. Keeping your mouth closed, inhaling through your nostrils. Keeping your mouth closed, exhaling through your nostrils. Continuing to breathe deeply. And now as you inhale, silently saying to yourself, breathing in. As you exhale, silently saying to yourself, breathing out. Let's do this 10 more times, labeling your breath as you inhale. And labeling your breath as you exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stay present with your breath as you focus on labeling it. At the end of your next exhale, allowing your breath to settle, breathing normally, naturally, whatever that feels like for you. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Those are two powerful practices that you can use before you put your head down to sleep at night. Very comfortable to do it in your bed as you're lying on your pillow, preparing yourself for better sleep. So wonderful precursors so that you are able to better sleep. Breathing better is a wonderful way that you can do this. So let's turn our attention towards one of the greatest reasons why we find it difficult to fall asleep. You know, how can we work on improving our sleep? And basically, to improve our sleeping patterns, we have to create healthy boundaries and set clear behaviors, setting a time each day when we can completely disconnect from our work and also stepping away from technology. So putting away our laptops, for turning off our phones and stop checking our emails or social media, and making sure that we have a designated time where we decide that this is it, this is my cutoff time, I'm completely unplugging from everything. Secondly, set aside relaxation time. Relaxation techniques such as yoga, such as mindfulness practices or meditation, deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response, and a state of restfulness that is the opposite of the stress response then becomes accessible to you. The more relaxed we can teach ourselves to feel, the more we practice how to reduce stress in the moments when we need it the most. So give yourself time to unwind before bed. It's difficult to transition quickly from a busy day to restful slumber, even if you can only fit in 5 minutes of a relaxing activity before bed. Giving the mind time and space to relax before bed helps us to fall asleep more easily. Our brains are more like airplanes than they are like cars. So instead of switching gear quickly from gear to gear, we need to slowly descend like an airplane into deep sleep. and nourishing our creative side. So creativity is a powerful antidote to balance our stress and aiding our bodies to relax. So trying something new, start a fun project or resume a favorite hobby. Choose activities that have nothing to do with your work or whatever it is that seems to be causing you stressed. The more we can practice to disconnect at various intervals in a meaningful way, the more grounded and more able we'll be able to sleep when it becomes the time to do so. And finally, managing your thoughts. In other words, reframing negative thoughts. Having stressful thoughts before bed is a common barrier to getting a good night of sleep. Unfortunately, examining and challenging these thoughts is an effective way to address them. So reframing our thoughts. We can do a quick journaling practice before we sleep, writing about our stresses, what are some of the things that have gotten us down, or choosing our journaling to gratitude. So really writing off our sleep worries is how we can manage our thoughts and manage the stress that we are affected by before we go to sleep at night. I thank you so much for joining me today. That brings us to the end of our session. It is Friday. I hope you have some fun times planned, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.